So did you guys see what just happened in the market for ARM? Yeah, the market surged like 48% yesterday. Now imagine if you were the one who was already positioned in that play. You'll be smiling right now. I don't think the market expected ARM to run as high as it did, basically off of a strong forecast. This is what CNBC is trying to say. Now let's talk about it. Now overall, the company reported better than expected earnings for the third quarter and issued an optimistic forecast. Okay, cool. Nothing wrong with that. Being positive is a very good thing to do. Having a mental cavity of positivity is always a good thing. The thing I really want you all to see from this article is who really owns the stock. Look at it. SoftBank still owns about 930 million shares of the chip designer, or roughly 90% of his outstanding stock. Look at that. One business owns 90% of the stock, and you're trying to tell me that this market ran as high as it did and they were the only one who really participated in that move higher? This is how wealth is generated in the stock market. Yeah, retail investors, traders, we're on the opposite side of the track. Millions, billions are generated when you're on their side, when you control the ownership of the stocks. I'm not talking about 1 or 2 shares. I'm not talking about 1,000 shares. I'm not talking about 5,000 shares. I'm talking about $930 million worth of shares. That is how you generate wealth. This is what Warren Buffett does when he in the stock market. He's not buying stocks because it's going to go up. He buys stocks to own businesses. Boom. That is the secret to how wealth is created in the market. They like to try to tell us that ordinary people can get wealthy in the stock market, which is generally it happens if you hold the stock, a very good stock, for an extremely long period of time, i.e., take Apple for instance. If you bought Apple, $100,000 worth of Apple back in the early stages when it was first traded on the exchange, and you still hold it today, yeah, you'll have some money. But every stock in the market is not going to give you that return. So it's kind of like picking a needle out of a haystack when you try to say those things to the overall broad market, to everybody. Is it a lot easier to do that? Pick a stock like Apple in the early stages. You didn't know what it would be in the next 15, 20 years and become wealthy. Well, I can say you're wealthy, but you'll have more profit, more return in 20 years? Or is it better for you to go out and establish your own business and gain your wealth that way from ownership? Which one you think is better? Let me know. So check this out. Back at the article, you guys can see, just look at them. Just so happy and ecstatic. Stock being listed on the exchange. Why would they be smiling so hard? Ask yourself that question. Why are they smiling? Because now they know that their wealth had just increased dramatically. Because now they're on the receiving end of when you go out and buy their stock. Because they're going to sell it to you because they're the one that hold it. Or SoftBank is the one that holds it. So when you go out to this exchange and you say, man, I feel like going out and buying me some ARM today, and it costs $113. When you purchase it, you're getting it from these individuals. That's how they create their wealth. Okay. Founded in 1990 and acquired by, I'm not even going to pronounce that, SoftBank in 2016. So this business was created in 1990. They was bought out by SoftBank in 2016 for $32 billion. ARM went public on the NASDAQ in September. Oh, the company sold shares at $51 a piece in its IPO and was trading above $122 on Thursday. Great return. They sold it on an IPO in September, and it went up double that a couple of months later. Was that by coincidence? Did you don't think that SoftBank knew that the odds of seeing ARM double was there? They didn't know that the potential was there. Of course they did. That's why they paid $32 billion for the company. These individuals forecast these things to occur. They just don't drop cash, billions of dollars of cash on a hope and a wish. They do their research first. Okay. Now, because of SoftBank's overwhelming control of the stock, ARM shares remain thinly traded compared to other large cap companies. That could change in the coming months after the post-IPO lockup period ends in March and insiders, including SoftBank, are finally able to sell shares. For real, don't let this trip you up. Don't let it trip you up. This is how it's played. They have these shares locked up and they can't sell it right now. But the moment that March hits, expect these insiders, SoftBank, the one who holds the majority ownership of these stocks, to sell because they're ready to take the bag. So for the market to go up 48% in one day, like these individuals, they plan these things out. And they don't give us the inside scoop though. So here they are. They bought the business. They control majority ownership of the business shares of the stock. The stock doubles, goes up 50% in one day. And now the lockup period is next month. It ends next month. That all just seems perfectly in sync. It's perfectly in sync. Like, don't let these things trip you up and act like, well, that was a good play. Like, how did that happen? Maybe they actually formulated to happen. Like, maybe they created the environment to get what they want. Think about it. Because when you have a free market, supposedly free market, explain why did the market go as high as it did when they own 90% of the stock? You can't tell me that their impact on the stock is not occurring. Are you trying to tell me that they're not manipulating the stock? They hold 90%, so whatever they do or don't do, it's going to impact value of the price of the stock. So now what do you guys think is going to happen from now until March or after March when they're finally able to sell? And they will sell, especially if ARM stays up here at these higher prices. So I did a price prediction going all the way back here to like November, looking for the market to go up, and it definitely exceeded our expectations. If you did buy at that time, congratulations. And if you sold yesterday, on the close, you're up 80%. All right. So now, given all the hype, given where price currently is trading in very unfamiliar territory, given how price closed yesterday on the off of the highs, and the high volume that came in, I'm not going to drop a price prediction yet. I'm going to wait to see if the demand is definitely going to show through at these levels. Okay. So let me do this. What I am going to do, I'm going to create a couple of zones. That's a sell zone there. And we're going to create a buy zone here. And we're just going to see how price reacts to these levels. Okay. I like this one. That's like a buy zone too. So I'll just put that there too, just to show you. Yeah, that was even in aftermarkets. So let's just see what happens. Now, I'm gonna keep a lookout on it. And if I see something that's there, we might go ahead and drop another price prediction. But yeah, this is how the game is meant to be played. You know, ordinary investors cannot really be on that side unless they create business to create money. Like stocks, understand this, stocks are merely creations of money, but it's dwindled down on a company level. That's how they're able to invest. That's how they're able to grow. That's how they're able to develop new and innovative things that they have the market, retail investors, other hedge funds, financial institutions buy their stock to where they can now take that money and grow the business. This is where wealth creation really happens, is in the formulation of companies and businesses, not going out to the market and buying these stocks. No, you want to be on the opposite end, that's offering the stocks for sale. And then you'll be one of these people smiling and laughing and clapping, because now you know that you just got the bag. And now you know that there's a willing market willing to buy your stock. You need to be the offerer and not the consumer. Think about it. Make sure you maintain the profitability. And as always, trade different.